Hey, everybody. This is Drew, and I just lost my sound. Nope, I just got my sound. Okay, perfect. So I'm just logging in now. I haven't been on a little while. This is Drew. I am a medium, and I'm going to talk about a couple things, take some Q&A. Just let me know if you can hear me. And at the same time, I just want to make sure this is actually streaming. I think it's starting to stream now. Here we go. Hey, everybody, it's Drew. It's been a while. So tonight I'm going to do some readings, live, psychic and mediumistic connections. I just want to make sure that everything is set up. If you're just on right now, could you just say hi, maybe where you're from, or just let me know if you can hear me okay? You should be able to. I should be on YouTube and Facebook. We were unable to connect through Instagram. But let me see the chat. Here we go. Hey, there we are. D Smalls, what's up? Hey, Amber. Hey, Sandra. Hey, Kathleen. Good evening to everyone. So I'm on like a new system, so just bear with me. It's actually much better. All right. So welcome to Press Pause. The reason I do this is for a couple of reasons. One is for education and to stay personally connected to people. I always love doing live readings, usually. But I think it's important to just share this space with people in a safe and sacred manner. So if you're coming on and you've never been on before, just say hi, maybe where you're from, and I'll get going here in a second. I am doing well, thank you. Hey, Jojo. So can you guys hear me okay? Hey, Tammy. Long time. Hey, Karen. Lauren, Barbara, Amanda from Suffern. I'm right in Monroe, New York. All right. Ginger, what's up, Ginger? Karen in Ohio. What's going on? I love when people are from everywhere. When I used to do them in the morning, we get people from like Ireland and the UK. It was pretty cool. So tonight I'm going to do some live readings, and I'm going to talk a little bit about what I do. I haven't been on in a while, so I just want to kind of update a few people. So I moved out of my office in Ramsey, New Jersey, and I am doing mostly via Zoom or some in person, but mostly in Orange County. I am coming to people if there's groups or family sessions. Bergen County, Rockland, Westchester, sometimes Sussex, and then I do a lot in Saratoga Springs area. So I'm just paying attention to like 3 different things, so bear with me a sec. I just want to make sure everything is streaming. I think it is. So when I do this, I never know how it's going to go, what's going to happen, and I do readings almost every day, as many days as I can, and I limit them to do only so many in a day because I don't want to sacrifice the quality for the quantity. And I feel like that's really important. And I didn't know that I could do this till I was 33. And I've been joking a lot lately now that I'm 34. No, I am 48. So I've been doing this a while. I didn't know I could do this. I didn't have any interest in it. Psychics or mediums were people that you went to on the boardwalk when you were drinking. And some of them were pretty good, but I just had no idea that I could do it. And my sister put me in touch with somebody, a psychic, and she was like, "You're going to do this work." And I'll never forget being like, "What the fuck are you talking about?" Like, what work? Oh, by the way, I curse like a truck driver. I don't levitate, and I don't have a bad phone to God. My life is not easy. And I'd rather be real than be right when I'm working and in this connected space. It's important to me that the authenticity and the integrity is paramount. It's first and foremost. And as soon as I lose that, I won't do this work. There's a lot of people in need and a lot of people who want things. I can only give you what I'm getting as I'm getting it, the way that I'm getting it. And I joke, like I can't do spirit DJing all the time, but sometimes I can. I can say, who do you want to connect with, and try to connect. And we'll do a little bit of that tonight. I will put a link in there so you guys can come up on video, if at all possible. Hey, Lindsay. Hey, Anna. All right. So also, when I do this, I never know who's going to come through, how long they're going to stay, what they're going to say, or how they're going to connect with me. But one thing I will say is that I stayed away from the word psychic for a long time because, well, for a lot of reasons. I didn't want anything to do with the word, or people would come in and be like, should I have this baby? And I'd be like, I don't know, should you? I just didn't want to be responsible for people's personal stuff or choices. I'll give people the information, but if it doesn't help or it doesn't heal, it's probably not real anyway. So here we go. All right, now I see everything. Hey, Patty. Hey, Robin, thank you. Sadly, my cursing is my relief. Yeah, that's the truth. So let me just say a few things. So I teach a lot of classes called the butterfly courses. Everything starts with that. And then I do private mentorships for mediumship. I teach Reiki certification. We just did a retreat up in the Catskills of New York last week. I did it with Maria Salvatore, and it was just awesome. It was an awesome group. There were like 20 people or less, and just what an awesome experience. It took me like 2 days to recover because I was so in the energy, and then you come out and you're like, what happened? But we did a Reiki certification, we did guided meditations, there was yoga, and we did a couple of intuitive classes. I love teaching intuition because everybody has it. Everybody can tune into their own intuition. And all I would say is the empath, the big term of the day, is the E in empath is connecting people to, or the sensitivity of energy and emotion. So it doesn't mean as an empath, that you are absorbing other people's negative energy unless you have poor boundaries and you're susceptible to that. Intuitive is about the I, right? The inclination or the instinct, but also in the I is me. So like if you get an intuitive hit, or you have, you ever like meet someone and you're like, oh, I think she's pregnant, or a friend of yours, you're sitting down for dinner and you just get a feeling about something, and then afterwards it gets validated. That's normal. And you can definitely optimize that, get better at it, but it doesn't work the way we want, when we want, how we want, for the reasons we want. I'll just say that, and that's a huge thing I had to learn. It was very, very humbling when a connection would be off the chain, unmistakably accurate, things like dogs' nicknames from childhood, like just crazy stuff. And then all of a sudden, I'll get dad's name wrong, but it'll usually make sense somehow, like it'll be for the living. So the content that I receive is never wrong, but the context that I understand it in, or convey it or communicate it in, can be. But what I would say too is that, the difference between an empath and an intuitive is just the almost the intent. But the I of the intuitive is usually focused on the self. When someone starts delving into the psychic awareness or the psychic faculties, the seeing, hearing, and feeling, it's usually for someone else, or it's a little bit bigger than just something that you're meditating on and you get a hit. And that's what people associate it with. It doesn't necessarily mean predict the future. Psychic just means of or related to the soul. Mediumship is when you psychically connect to a non-physical conscious being. So, and I say non-physical because, dead is a harsh word, although I hear it and I work with it daily. Mediumship is just who's here, how do we know it's them, what do they want to say? And I work very hard. I traveled around the world studying evidential mediumship because I didn't believe everything I was getting. Even though it was validated by other people, I kept thinking like, am I just, saying this in a way that they're saying yes? Like I really just couldn't understand, because it was not a ghost standing next to me like, say David, it just wasn't like that. I thought it would be, so I kept kind of pushing it off, and then it became unmistakable. And when I was hearing, there are a few times where I heard outside of me, but most of it was inner hearing. And I always explain, especially with mediumship, it's a psychic language. It doesn't matter if they spoke Russian or Spanish or Portuguese or English. It just doesn't matter. The concept of an energy impression is different than speaking the language that we speak as humans with the voice. So I would just say those things first and foremost. Let me just get all this stuff off my screen. And I just think it's important to understand the terminology. And I feel like the more I share it, sometimes people will book a reading or they want to talk to me because they're having these experiences. And I totally get that. But the more I feel like I explain to someone either on the phone or whatever, I do like 10-minute consults if somebody's interested in the butterfly course. Oh, by the way, we have a free course Monday night. It's like 2 hours ish. You can find it at mediumdrew.com or somewhere in the link. I'll put the link in here. But it's free to register. It's like an intro to the butterfly course and into intuitive stuff. We're going to have fun. It's a safe, supportive, fun space to play around with the exercises. The best way to learn this stuff is to play with it in a safe space. And, practicing on your friends and family. I will not read for people I know or I love because I'm attached to the outcome. I can't be objective and I'm just in the way, too much. And I already have a narrative I might want for you, or I know what you want, and I might pick up that as a need. So I find it's important, the integrity and the authenticity of the information, the validations and the connection are the best ways to appreciate these abilities, in my opinion. We also have, there was another thing, and I can't remember what it is. Well, the free thing on Monday night, and then we have like a new retreat coming out, and we have, the last retreat was awesome, I have to say. I'm going to do that as much as I can. It's like a 2 or 3 night immersion, just a lot of fun. Part of the reason I do the butterfly series for 3 or 4 months is because once a week via Zoom with a really cool group of people, like-minded people, some have been with me for a year or 2 or 3 or more, and then they do there's other courses available once you go through the butterfly, but I need everyone to speak the language. I want to be a good fit for you. I want you to be a good fit for me. Hey, Jules. Thank you. Hey, Ken. And I just feel like it's important to discuss some of how it works and do readings. Otherwise, if I become like a trick pony, and I'm doing balloons in the back corner, I just don't want to live like that. If you knew me outside of this space, you would never know I do this. My neighbors have most people don't have any idea. And I like that. I think it's important to have like really strong boundaries kind of deal. Hey, Betsy. Hey, Tom. And also in that space that we're going to be working in on Monday, it's a cool creative space where you can, explore and expand on this, because I've read hundreds of books and it didn't give me any applicability with regards to the practice of these abilities. I've had people come in and I always joke, like, they'll be like rubbing their third eye and I'm like, what are you doing? Just so you know, I'm also really tired today. My voice is kind of shot. I've had a difficult couple of days. I have some family stuff going on, but I'm excited to be here with Press Pause. I haven't done it enough. We're going to try to work it in once a week. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it in the morning or at night. I don't know that I can do it at night, but I will try to do everything I can. Hey, Michelle. Hey, Nancy. Hey, Marianne. Also, if you guys have questions, feel free to post some questions. I will put a couple of links in here. And like I always say, if I had a teacher of mine, a tutor, that was like, if you're not getting anything wrong, you're not trying. I always liked that because it kind of gave me permission to like push and expand, I don't want to be general, and I don't need to be the best either. I just need to do the best that I can with the energy that I'm working with at that time. I do find that it's always predicated upon the needs. I get some people that come in, I want this, I want that. I'll never forget early on, I'll just share this story. I had a guy come in with this giant pad and he had like 52 questions. And I'm like, oh yeah, I should know this. I'm psychic. And he sat down and his first question was like, how many lives have I lived? And how many do I have left to go? Was the next one. And then there was like another one, do I have any karmic debt? And all 3 questions are good questions and interesting topics, very interesting. However, I could say anything. And I said that to him. I'm like, dude, he was sitting in my house in New Jersey, and it was one of my first 6 months maybe doing readings. And I told him that, and he was like surprised, like, no one's ever asked me that before. I've been honest. So I appreciate that. And I was like, oh, cool. But I wasn't getting it naturally in a way that I get mediumship or guidance for people. When there's a need, it's unmissable and unmistakable. When I'm pushing harder than the spirit is giving, there's usually more of a demand or a want, or somebody has a expectation, and everyone says they don't have expectations. We all have some, but it's important that, even your in-laws can come through. It doesn't it's not up to us. It doesn't mean they take the whole time up or they're going to waste your time. There's always a purpose for it. Hey, Michael, how far out am I for group readings? I think we're doing December-ish. I think it depends on the group and the where. And if you need a weekend or a weeknight kind of deal or a weekend day, I think are more available. Thanks for asking. Would a non-biological child be with their biological relatives of mine? On the other side, it depends. I would say that I've had people show up where they're like, oh, I never knew that person living. So yes, in some ways, sometimes the magic is in the unexpected. And also there's really good evidence in that. You know, I used to think like maybe I'm reading people's minds, like they want this. So I'm picking that up from them, you know? You ever like get really close to someone and you guys say the same thing at the same time or things like that? So I think it's magic when some things don't connect. People are like, I'm not sure. And then like a day or a week later, I get an email and they're like, oh my God, when you said this, this made sense. It doesn't happen to everything, but I don't need it to either. As long as like, I'm like 70 to 90% on, 70 being the lowest. If I go lower than that, I start to feel like I can't trust what I'm getting. Then there's a connection issue or a receptivity issue for me, or sometimes the client. Sometimes someone that I'm reading for, it happened today. I said, do you understand the tall Irish person who passed the lung cancer and they had blue eyes? And I think I got something about military, I can't remember. And she was like, no, because she was so focused on one particular person who I had, but this other person, I think it was her dad. So eventually she was like, I just said, I can't get past this. And I kind of got stuck on it. And she was like, oh, well, my dad, you know, and I was like, well, that's a big one. I've had people in groups and they're sitting there with a friend and they're going like, no. And I'm like, you don't understand the name Michael? They're like, no. And then all of a sudden their friend's like, it's your husband. So it is funny to see the things that we forget. And that's what I mean is it's kind of like, it can be overwhelming and deer in the headlights because it comes in a way that you don't always expect. Sometimes I get a month, I don't know what it means. Sometimes I get a month and I'm not exactly sure. So it's important to, the content I receive won't be wrong, but the context I understand it in or communicate it in can be. Sometimes I get an impression from the non-physical, the people on the other side, and I'll think it's about them, but they're telling me about the person's son who's living or whatever. So there's, there's various ways that it can go sideways even with the correct information. But, it shouldn't be. And the most important thing to me is like, when it starts connecting, there's a quickening in the energy. You start receiving quicker. You start receiving, it's kind of like you get in like yes mode. Like all of a sudden it's like a knowing. But it takes a little bit to work into a connection sometimes. So I just think it's important. Do you know anything about ayahuasca and psychedelics? Yes. My opinion of anything that you have to take outside of you to have a spiritual experience is, I just feel like it's unnecessary. And I know someone really close to me who did ayahuasca a few times, had a really good experience, and then didn't and chased it, like kept doing it. And he's just not the same guy. Literally, he's not the same guy. Like he's a little bit off and he knows it, and emotionally and mentally. And I just feel like you would be chasing the buzz and in the seeking is where the spirituality is. But if you have to have someone else and throw up in a bucket and whatever, I'm not saying if you ever did it once or if you do it all the time, I'm not judging you. I'm just saying people ask me this a lot lately because there's so much access to anything that's like, it's like I'm sober now, a number of years. As long as, I've been doing this, I've been, very conscious of what I put in to alter my mood or my mind. And I would just say that, I did shrooms. I didn't like the Grateful Dead till I was on acid. So I understand psychedelics and other things. And in some ways I was young. I was probably chasing that spirituality in a way that I could at the time in a way, I don't know. But I was really escaping too. And it's meditation instead of medication. That's what I would say. And I'm not, and Steve, if it changed your life, great, but then you shouldn't need it anymore. And I feel like advocating it for other people is dangerous because if somebody does have a negative experience, and there are a lot more that I hear about that are not positive, that they're not out there posting their testimonial. You hear more positive. So I do get that. And I get that there's some magic to things that are of the earth. I understand that. But I just don't advocate it. I feel like first of all, it's unnecessary. And I didn't actually have this kind of ability, or it wasn't revealed to me, or I couldn't access it until I stopped taking drugs and stopped drinking alcohol. And a year to the day, really clean and sober, is when it happened. And I started having these experiences. So does that mean I walk around all day? I'm not like, I don't feel elevated. I don't feel like a spiritual giant kind of thing, but I do know that there's something missing in me if I have to get high every 2 hours or take something because outside of me, because the whole point is kind of filling up that hole in the soul. So sometimes that's, done in a reading. Sometimes people need to hear what they don't want to hear, but they need to. Sometimes it's in yoga. Sometimes it's in meditation. I would argue that meditation is the best way. But spirituality should be integrative with our everyday life. It shouldn't be just something that we do on a weekend to have an experience. If it gives you an epiphany and a breakthrough, or it deals with a specific trauma and you have a breakthrough, great. But if you end up having to chase it or need it in order to have spirituality or a spiritual experience, it gets dangerous. So that's my opinion of that. And I know that it's helped some people, maybe a lot more people than, I'm aware of, but there is a other side of that. So I appreciate you asking. Also, someone else asked something here. Bon Jovi. Yes, Tommy used to work on the dock. I don't know what you're talking about that. Oh, I said that to you? I didn't catch that. Hang on one sec. Not really sure what that is. There we go. My camera almost fell off. So, and I know there's ketamine and all this stuff. I don't know. Someone asked us that on the retreat. What do you think about microdosing? Not my thing. Don't advocate it. All right. Like the question that comes to me is, would I want my daughter to do it? No. My husband has been here flashing my lights here saying danger. I don't know. You have to be really careful of making things into what they're not, especially when, people will come to me for a reading and they'll be like, I feel like my mom has a message for me about, my brother, or about this or about that. If they really, really needed to get you a message, it'll come through organically in a session, or someone will say something to you. Spirit speaks through people too. So just keep that in mind. I'm not saying that your husband isn't saying danger, but if you're going to walk around freaked out, the intent from Spirit is always to love, support, guide, and heal. I've never had it, any other way. So just be aware of that. Let me just scroll down here. I was trying to put the link in here. Yeah, I have all sorts of weird stuff happen with electronics too. Hey, Brenda. Jules, I was meditating, finally going deep, but at the 20-minute mark, my phone shut off. I was kind of disappointed. Yeah, that happens. I get weird stuff. I used to have my computer turn on at night, and something would be playing on YouTube, like Seth Speaks from Jane Roberts used to channel. Let me just put a link in. So there's a free class Monday night, and there's a link right here. I think that's it. Boom. And then I'm going to put the link in for the window. So let me just say a couple things. I am back to teaching Reiki. First of all, we're doing that in September, Reiki 1 and 2, live via Zoom. And yes, you can do it via Zoom and get certified, and you can practice hands-on on your own. Also, there's a Reiki 3 for those of you that have a Reiki 1 and 2, either with me or with someone else. We're doing it. I believe it's sometime in the fall. I think it's October-ish. But you can look at Medium Drew and just check out the classes. there's an event actually Sunday morning I'm doing with Claire from the UK. She's a fantastic medium. So we're going to go back and forth together doing readings for the group. If you're interested, it's rather inexpensive and it's a cool way to experience mediumship. I call them spirit messages. It's Sunday morning, I think 11 to 1. If you're interested, you can go to the Medium Drew link and just go to events, and it's coming up. All right. Let's see here. I'm going to put a link in the window or in the chat. Man, I'm really out of it. I should have coffee, I think. Why are some people unreadable, hardly readable? I've been going to read for so many years. I used to read for people. I stopped for Faith Lease. I've been high readers in Kabbalah. I can't really be read. I'm so sad. Yeah, sometimes like there are people, it's so weird. It tends to be when someone comes to me and I can't, if I like, I'm just like not be able to connect for them. The energy doesn't pick up into like a certain quickening frequency, where there's like, flow. A lot of times they'll be like, it's so weird. Every time I go, nobody can read me. I thought you'd be able to read me. So I don't know the exact reasons why when a reading doesn't happen. I do know sometimes somebody's too emotionally charged. Somebody's too in the want instead of allowing the need, as much as we all say we're open. And also sometimes, like, especially in the beginning, if I have a mom and I start connecting and then it turns out to be mother-in-law, instead of them correcting it and being like, oh, actually, that's my mother-in-law, they'll be like, no. And the way that they respond sometimes can be off-putting. And it's like, it starts making me question everything I'm getting. So there's a lot of reasons. Sometimes there's just an energy conflict. There's not a synergy there for the energy to work. Sometimes, I don't know, for me, I don't really need a reading, So I think it depends on people. If you've gone to so many and you've not been able to be read, you probably don't need a reading. And if you've read for other people, like you said, like me as a reader, or did you say that? Some readers? Oh, no, you've been to readers. I thought you said you read. I used to read for people. Yeah. So me reading for people, I don't really have a need to be read. I mean, occasionally in my classes, other people that are, connected to, for whatever reason, a need that I have, it might come up or I'm doing an example. But for the most part, I don't really have the need for a reading unless it's guidance. Sometimes we all need guidance, things like that. But if I'm going to sit back and go, okay, tell me my next 5 years, that's not a reading that I feel like is empowering, because it can disempower someone. If I'm like, listen, in 5 years from now, you're going to be rich, you're going to marry the man of your dreams, you're going to have 3 kids, they're going to be 2 boys and a girl, and you don't work for it and your ego gets involved, then it's my fault and you'll sit around and do nothing. So I just feel like we get what we're supposed to get when we're supposed to get it. And I try to honor that as much as possible, but I don't have all the answers. I don't know is a very real thing, and it leaves a lot of possibilities open, but it also, I'm okay with not knowing. There's a lot more that I don't know than I do. I can give you philosophy on why I think something is one way or another, but the reality is, like, I can't prove it. And if I can't prove it, I don't bring it into my work most of the time, unless it's, very specific about something that has already been validated or something like that. But like, I used to go to all these different, I spent like thousands of dollars when I first started being aware of this, because I wanted to see if it was BS or not. And I remember there were some readers literally would ask me my birthday and I could hear them typing. So they were like looking at my horoscope or whatever. And then there were other readers that would get my deceased mom's name, but put it in a context that was like through past lives. You'd be like, oh, in your past life, you were married to somebody named this. And they were like, I don't know, that's my mom. So they were picking up some realities, but past life regressions, you get taken into it and it's through you. You should be the most important filter and lens for what you receive. Because I do have some people where I could be like, you understand there's a black dog on the other side named Charlie. And they'll be like, yeah, but they died a long time ago. To everything I say, they kind of give me that kind of answer. It's very hard to read someone like that because you constantly have to have a conversation. I want to be in that validation mode. All right, so let me just work down here. Do I do medical mediumship? I don't really know what you mean by that. Do I do medical intuitive, you mean? Medical intuition? No. Occasionally, I did have a woman walk in my office And I was like, you need to go to the hospital right now. And she had this huge growth in her chest. She told me like a year later. I didn't really remember. I sometimes can pick up some health things, but like sometimes I get someone that has cancer. They already are aware of it. They come in and they're kind of being slick, and they'll get a reading. And at the end of it, you're not picking anything up. And they're waiting for me to tell them if they're going to live or die or something like that. So I just try to stay away from it. If it comes naturally and organically, I give it. But usually it's in practical application that I'll receive it, like where something you can do something about it. I used to think that I should have the answers to everything, like when somebody passes, things like that. Occasionally I'll say, look, there might not, be here after the holidays or for more than another year or something like that. But when people come in and they're very emotionally charged and scared and attached to an outcome, I've learned over the years that it's just not, first of all, it's not easy to do because you have to be very conscious of the accuracy. Second of all, you can leave someone completely freaked out and be wrong, So again, I let it be natural and organic. And if it comes, I give it. And I've gotten some really incredible hits intuitively on medical stuff, but I don't call myself a medical. I actually thought I was going to do that. Like there's a woman named Carolyn Myss, or Myss. You would think it's pronounced Miss. And she used to teach it, and she used to do medical intuition. She's fantastic. But there's also a lot of liability too. Past life regression, yes. We do past life regression on the class, the butterfly class, and I know a few people that take people into a regression. My whole first regression was funny. I was like, I thought it was all bullshit. And I was sitting there like, my mind was fighting with it the whole time. And then all of a sudden they're like, look down at your feet. What do you see? And I'm waiting for my, night boots to like be presented. And I saw women's feet. And I remember being like, oh, but the things that you don't make up or you wouldn't make up and maybe not necessarily want or think of are the things that are usually real. Because if my mind won't make it up, it's easier for me to accept it. Where if it's something that I would lean towards, then I have to be really skeptical of it. So again, I don't sit around and talk to my own people, and I have a lot of people on the other side. I don't do that because I'm in the way and I have to question. It's a lot of work. I don't need it either, but I can feel the presence of my loved ones sometimes when I'm not expecting it or sometimes when I am, but I trust enough, and there's a difference in belief and in knowing. And then there's trust, and trust is that bridge. I still wake up sometimes. I'm like, do I really do this? Is this real? I still wake up like that sometimes. So don't feel off if you question it. I don't know anybody that doesn't. Anybody that says they don't, like, no, I believe 100%. Do they really live like that though? Because everybody says, oh, I believe in it. I believe in spirit. I believe in God. I believe in the universe. But they do not behave like that. Everyone's out there trying to manifest an Audi or something. All right, let's see what we got. So thanks, Amy. Thanks, Valerie. There was one question in here, and then I'm going to get started here. Yeah, I am glad too. So I have to shut my video off for 1 second. Move some stuff around. My light's about to fall out above, so I didn't want you to see my belly button as I stood up. All right, here we go. Anna. Oh, hey Drew, former student of yours. I'm in Illinois taking care of my mom. I don't recognize the name, Anna Mel. Oh, because you're on YouTube. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry to hear that. And look, even me as a medium, when somebody passes, it hurts. It really hurts. I just had someone get really rough news earlier this week and completely threw me off, and it's somebody that's, in my life I grew up with and very close to me and my family. So I understand that and I respect that. I try not to get too over emotional or emotionally connected. Not that I don't care, but in order for me to be objective with receiving and be in a state of receptivity, I have to I try not to get too emotional, although it happens. I'll be connecting with someone and I could feel overwhelmingly so sometimes where, I feel the sadness. And sometimes I get emotional because they're so excited that they can communicate and it's being communicated as they wanted maybe because I'm just so awesome. No. I always joke, in spite of me, this happens, not because of me. And it comes through me, not from me. So sometimes I have people that will come back like 6 months later or a year later and they want like a continuation. And I'll be like, so have I read for you? Nobody gets offended though. I always I'm upfront with people. And sometimes it is, but it's not on purpose. Mary Beth. Yeah. Clara Merriweather is from the UK. I studied with her at Arthur Findlay. We were on classes together. She was on Sky TV on a psychic network. She's fantastic. She's going to be with me on Sunday morning. You can just go to Medium Drew and you can, I think it's like 40 or $50 for a ticket. There's Zoom Live. It's a relatively intimate group. It's not so big that you can't have a reading. I think there's maybe like 30 or 40 tickets that we sold. And also don't forget about that free Monday night butterfly intro. And I'm also doing 10-minute consults, not readings, 10-minute consults on if somebody has questions about the class. But I do find, I'll just warn you before I start, I'm going to post this link in here in a sec. I do find that when I try to explain to somebody that's having these experiences, besides them being freaked out and having them calm down, which is usually my first intent, because it can be scary and overwhelming, but sometimes it leaves more questions because people don't understand why their third eye isn't blinking, or they're opening the amethyst door behind them in their mind's eye like they were taught. So, and there are some tools and shortcuts that work, but there's not one particular thing that works every time one way for everybody. Everybody's a little bit different. So one of the things about the butterfly experience and the intuitive awakening of the psychic self and delving into mediumship through that lens, the pathways to mediumship is through the psychic language, is understanding what naturally and organically works through you already and amplifying that and giving it flow. And I always say when we're doing readings, it's like, especially mediumship, I am standing in the river with you, filling up a cup, drinking from it with you at the same time. I can't bottle up your person, write it down, and come to you later and give it to you. Occasionally something like that can happen, but most of the time it doesn't work out well. Hey, Ginge, you like the view on YouTube better? Yeah, I was thinking I might do everything separately, like do Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube separately, because this platform, actually YouTube and Facebook go pretty well together. Oh, you all right, Hops? Hopper is with us on the retreat. Yeah, hey, Darlena. Amy, expectations will block for sure. Okay, so there's a link here I'm going to put in here. So if you're on a phone or you're on a Mac or you're on a PC, you're going to have to, you might have to like get off the browser you're on, open up Safari or Google Chrome or a new browser, not a new tab. You have to like open Google again. And you might have to like, I don't know if it's an app or something, but it is called Restream. And that is live in the studio. I always forget to send it out before, but if I send it out before, everyone tries to get on. Now look, if I've read for you, please give an opportunity for other people to get on first. All right. Let me just answer this one thing. I'm going to put this in here. There it is. Okay, so this looks like a good question. Let me see this. Peggy, how and are you reading someone? Do you know if what you are sensing is a symbol or actually the thing? Example, you say they have a wraparound porch on their house and they don't. Does that mean that it's a symbol? So yeah, symbolism. So it can be very abstract sometimes. Sometimes I get almost intuitive hits through my references. So sometimes I'll get a name. I used to get this one name in particular, and their life ended a very specific way. So when I would say, do you understand this name? And they would say, no, I understood that the spirit or whatever was trying to get across that particular thing. It was like a shortcut. And then sometimes I'll never forget. I see you guys in the rooms, so just hang tight. I know you guys live can't see, but there's 10 people in like a queue over here. So I remember these two ladies drove from very far away, like 4 or 5 hours. I was really nervous I wasn't going to be able to read them. And I kept seeing in my mind's eye, like this little baseball bat float into a dollhouse garage made out of like popsicle sticks. And I kept trying to think, like, what does this mean? Maybe they're trying to show me like their grandchildren and blah, blah. And I just finally was like, what's with the bat in the garage? And the woman was like, holy shit, we killed a bat in the garage this morning before we left. So I was like, oh, yeah, I know that. So sometimes it doesn't make any sense and it doesn't have to me. The way that I say something, or I can get a very unusual name and say it out loud and they'll go, and it could be a place or a movie, not what I think it is. So again, the content that I receive is never wrong. They don't give it to me wrong. I can receive it just fine, but when I understand it or the context of it can be wrong, but the content won't be. Sometimes I get stuff about somebody that's living and mistake it for somebody that's deceased, or I'll have a mom and a dad and I keep getting a little bit about the dad and they'll go, no, that's my mom. And I'll have them like almost together. So it just depends. But it's a really good question. Hey, Lisa. Hey, Brenda. Okay. So I'm going to go to who I feel is highlighted. I always let spirit lead. Okay. So let's see what happened. And all I'll say is if it's highly emotional, which it always is, or if it's very recent, sometimes this might not be the platform where that is the place for that. I would say book a reading and expect that sometimes delayed timing is divine timing. If I cannot read for you or I can't connect with the person that you want to connect with, I can't do anything about that. It's not up to me how that rolls. So for those of you in the queue over here, please understand that. It's really important because people say, oh, yeah. And then they get up here and as I'm talking, are you sure it's not so-and-so? So let it be what it is. Don't make it what it's not. It's important that I hear your voice. If I come to you and it's like 80% accurate at first, just say yes. It'll get more accurate as we go. But sometimes I don't fully understand what I'm getting until I get it. All right. Yeah, it did fill up fast. So those of you trying to log in, I keep seeing these pings that come up. Room is full, room is full, room is full. Just hang tight. All right. I will try to move it up a little bit. I'm going to try to do these a little bit quick. How do I get in the queue? I put the link in there. I'll put it one more time. There you go. It's so funny. Usually I get like this adrenaline before I'm about to work, but I think I'm so tired that I can't get any juju going right now. So let me see. The person I feel most drawn to right now, Lindsay, I'm going to come to you, okay? So you're going to come on. If you don't have sound, I'll have to come back to you. So just make sure that you guys in the queue, your sound is connected.
Hey, Drew. Hey.
Can't hear you.
Oh.
Yeah, so you have to make sure this Restream platform, ladies and gentlemen, is one of those things where you have to make sure that it's like when you first get Zoom, you have to make sure your microphone is on the right microphone. So if you go to the little settings wheel and you try to just go to audio,
sorry,
it should ask you which microphone.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Can't hear you.
No. Okay.
You're definitely not muted.
It says it's
You just did the
connected.
video. Yeah, so you'd have to change your audio.
Now I can't hear you.
I'll try to come back to you. So I want to come to Jen. Okay. Again, ladies and gentlemen, if I can't hear you, I just don't have, it's hard to help you technically at this point. Okay. Where are you? Hey, Jen.
Hi.
Just say hi.
Can you hear me?
Oh my God, I can't hear you.
My settings said my audio was on.
Let me see. Can you say something now?
Hi.
I'm going to do one more thing. Try now.
Hi.
Why can't I hear you? I know you guys can you guys hear her?
Yeah, they're writing in the chat that
Can
they
anyone?
can hear.
You guys can hear her? So that's me. Oh man, hold on. What am I gonna do about that? Shit, there's nothing I can do about that. Hold on. So the person I just came from. Oh my god, you have to be kidding me. My headphones died. Oh wait, come on. Can you just say hi now?
Hi.
Oh my god. Give me one sec. If you guys can hear her, then this is on me.
Yeah,
So I
they're
feel
writing in
like
the
a
chat.
jackass. So just hang tight. Let me try to figure this out. I'm usually pretty good at this, but not tonight. Everything looks right. I don't get it. I'm going to just walk away for 1 minute and get a
Okay.
different set of headphones. All right. So just hang tight. Don't go anywhere. And I'll come back to, was it Melissa? Who was I with? All right. I'll be right back. Just hang tight. I know this is a little weird for a live, but I'd rather do that than disconnect. I can't believe it. I can't say that stupid shit hasn't happened before like this, but just hold on. I take what I do very seriously, but not myself. But in this, I don't want to leave you hanging, so just give me a sec. Jesus. I'm trying not to end it. Here we go.
I'm still in here, staring at myself.
So Christine Ashley's in the chat.
Can all of you hear me speaking? Kind of weird. How's everybody doing tonight? Pretty hot out today, right? I'm tired too. Is he going to come back? Sarah in Wisconsin said it's hot. Hi, Paige. Yeah, I hope he comes back. I wish I could do readings. I don't have the gift. Yeah, I think he was looking for his other headphones because the headphones died. That's what he was saying. Oh, here he is. He's back.
Wait, now I hear you on my freaking headphones.
Everybody was writing in the chat. We were wondering if you were coming back.
I escaped. All right, so these are working now. So isn't that weird?
Yeah,
All right. So you look like you had your own show there for a bit. That's
I
pretty cool.
did.
People are going to pop up and be like, what do you got for me? And you'd be like, Drew, what the hell is this? All
Yeah.
right. So I'm so glad. Jesus. These brand new headphones, and headphones are not inexpensive. Okay. So Jen, have I ever read for you before?
Yeah, you did once, and I just
On
had
this
weird feeling
platform or a different like I don't remember.
on here,
Really? That's so funny.
and I had
So
a
you're
weird
just
feeling, and you called my name.
excellent. So how can I help you the most with tonight? Do you want to connect with somebody? Or do you want to how do you want to do it? I'll give you the option. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you very
Okay.
clear. I mean, I would connect with anybody if anybody comes through, but since you called my name, I was just curious as to what really
Yeah.
made you like feel that energy. That's probably
So what happens with me is on the left, the way that you guys might, can you guys see each other on the left in the queue?
no, we can't see anyone. We could just
All
see the
right. So
chat.
there's like a bunch of boxes above each other or in a line. And it happened to me early on where people would be like, see if you can pick out their picture. And they would open up like an album. Everybody would get like almost grayed out except for the person that I was supposed to like connect with. And that's what it's like. It's not as where everything's black and white and then there's color, although it can be. It's just like a highlight, like a ping, a draw. So one thing I need to connect with, hold on. So your dad passed?
No.
So I have an older male here that's like your dad's age.
Okay.
Do you understand this? So I also get, and I also have like somebody that's younger that's a male. Do you understand that?
No.
Say no. Hold on one second. So Melissa, I'm going to bring you up here too, right? All right. But I got to say, out of the 10 people on the side, so bear with me, okay?
Okay.
I feel like I'm not going to run from you after all we've been through. So let me, Melissa, I had you up before and it didn't work, right? Was that you? Or the
No,
person
that was
got
Lindsay.
off? She's not on. Oh, it was who?
There was a Lindsay, I think you were speaking with.
Oh, all right. So Melissa, I'm going to bring you up here. Does anyone understand that I can see you guys in the queue? Oh, Lindsay, can you get, oh, you can't get back on, can you? How can I bring you up? That would mean I would need to get somebody off. We'd have to do it simultaneously, Lindsay. I don't know how I can do that. So I just feel like, Lindsay, is this did your dad pass?
So, Drew, you asked me the same thing. My dad didn't pass, but my dad is very sick. So that's why I'm.
So let me ask you this. Who do you want to connect with the most on the other side? Just give me like the relationship to them or their name.
His brother, my uncle.
Who passed, and he's his generation. Okay, that makes sense to me.
Yes.
So hang with me a second. And also, do you understand the Robert or Roger?
No.
I would have to say I don't like. I want to make it work, but I might have two people. So just bear with me. Let me try. What's your? Hold on. And Dad's very sick, like
Yes.
cancer.
Yes.
So has it spread to the bones or the lungs?
It started in the lung.
All right, I'm sorry. Sorry to hear that. So I
Yeah.
just keep getting, but I keep getting this. Someone keeps talking about like this R name over and over. And also, was it your dad that was in the army or your uncle?
No.
I'm not wrong on this. So hang with me a sec. Was your dad or your uncle in the military, just a different branch?
No.
Does your uncle have a tattoo on his forearm?
I don't think so.
Like I want to make it fit.
Yeah.
Because when you started talking to me, I started to connect with what's going on with you. So let me not do spirit. Let me just tune in with you and your dad.
Okay.
But I still have somebody
Because
else
you're
here
right.
that I
It did
can't place
spread.
something on.
You hit that spot on.
So are you helping take care of him?
Yes.
And also there's another woman on the other side that's like, so I'm just not sure if I'm for you or if I have this mixed up because I had somebody on and off. So just bear with me a sec. So if you see me looking down, I just write and get things out of the way. Hopper. I still keep getting this. Do you understand the name Joe or Joey?
Yes.
Who is that?
My grandfather.
Okay. On the other side, right?
Yes.
And he was in the military.
No.
So someone keeps giving me this over and over and over. So did your grandfather have blue eyes?
My Joey is my other grandfather. My dad's father had blue eyes. He's not Joey.
Got it. So maybe I'm just missing like I'm thinking it's one, but it's two. So just give me a sec.
They're all over there. Yeah.
Well, also, what's the big deal about like from November to July? Did it get like significantly worse since November?
Yeah.
Okay. He just keeps showing me like this, like
He was in remission and then it just
came back.
progressed. Yeah.
And someone was just asking me about the medical intuitive stuff. I'm uncomfortable giving too much because
I understand.
yeah. So let me just say this. So is he on oxygen already?
No.
Okay. I think it's your grandfather,
Okay.
his dad, and this other Joe or Joey. Isn't someone else's name Joe though, or John? Younger?
So I have my uncle that's passed on that is my grandpa Joe's son, and he was younger when he passed.
So I just keep getting this over and over that they're like very connected to you in the situation.
Yeah.
And the only thing I would say is just try to show as much decency and grace because it's a bit of a rough road.
Yeah.
It's a bit of a rough road. And I'm just being honest with you. There's no magical pill. There's no, it's an opportunity in some ways for connection, reconnection, and for a send off that allows you to do it with dignity and to the best of your ability. But I just feel like it's a little bit of a it's always a little bit of a shit show,
Of
but
course.
it's like it's everybody's trying to be hands on, and I just feel like he's like, fuck off, right? I just feel like he's just like, I mean, it's not that he doesn't want the help, but I just feel like it's going to be, it's always hard. I watched my mom do it for the better part of 2 years, and they gave her like 6 months or something. And the good thing about it in the long run is I was able to say things, be there, and as traumatic as it can be, in hindsight, it allowed me to accept that she could no longer be here. And I just feel like overwhelmingly there's a lot of power in the connection of spirit for you and around you. And it's all about family and your family, correct?
Always was.
Yeah. So it's just really important that you keep everyone close and that the trust, this is to not diminish the trust, but to embolden the trust in the cycle of life. And unfortunately, this came the way that it came back. I just feel like you can manage it for a bit, but it's got a intelligence of divine design,
Yeah.
and try to give as much comfort as you can. I'm sorry to say.
Now, Drew, the woman that you talked about that you saw
Yeah.
that's there, is there anything with that?
So if there was, I would tell you, but
Yeah.
I have somebody else that keeps trying to get me to somebody else. But
Okay.
here, let me just try this. it's not your mom, correct?
No.
Right. So is it his mom?
Yeah.
Okay. So because I kept hearing mom, 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 but like,
Yeah. My grandma.
but it's almost like I want to call her Ma.
That's what they called her.
All right. So
Yeah.
just know that like sometimes in the way that they present is very evidential of who they are and how they're connected. She also makes me feel like she's a little boss. You know, and in a funny way, but in a real way, very strong, and very. So are you guys Italian?
Yes.
So she must be, right?
Yes.
Okay. She just makes me feel like I always joke I'm Irish and Italian. You can't get any more Catholic. I think she's more Catholic than me. And she just keeps showing me like his cross, or she just shows me like a chain with a cross. But also, she's very into saints, right?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I just keep seeing St. Christopher. And also, do you understand the name Ryan or Brian?
No.
So do you understand the little one that didn't come? Do you understand this?
Yes.
Okay. So see what I mean about the names? I was explaining this before. So I had an experience with someone early on. Whenever I get a certain name wrong, it's a tell for something else. So she just keeps rocking the little one. There might be two, but I know that there's one. Do you understand that? And she
Very
just keeps making sure that although things didn't work out the way that you had planned in the last 2 or 3 years, she just keeps making me feel like there's a rhyme and a reason because of what's going on now. You can kind of understand it and be focused on the family and the way things need to be. Delayed timing is divine timing. And she just keeps making me feel like, and also your prayers are heard. She keeps giving me that. Just be careful what you wish for. And also, you must have a really, really strong and good husband. True?
Yeah, he's here.
Okay. Oh, excellent. And she just keeps making me feel like she's thanking him. She's funny. She makes me feel like she's funny. She's like, for putting up with all the drama. That's how I feel. But it's like good drama. But she makes me feel that there's an even keel with him and a real emotional support. Also, so I don't understand this. So I'm going to give you one more name. And if it's not for you, I might need to move. I don't want to move if I don't have to yet. Do you understand the name Matt or Matthew?
No.
Okay. So I know she was saying saints, but I don't want to pawn that off as a saint because the way that it's coming is. So wait, do you have a brother?
No.
All right. So I'm gonna go to someone else, but I don't want to rush off. I just need to write
Okay.
this down for a sec. And she just keeps giving me like, just make sure you stay on the hope side of the street.
Okay.
All right. Not and I don't know what she keeps giving me this. That we're particularly with children. She just keeps giving me this that like you're connected to the soul, not always the blood. Do you understand this?
Very much.
Okay. So are you like adopting children?
No, I lost a baby
Got
last year. And
So, but also, do you understand that there's like a little girl around you that's, I want to say living. Do you understand this? I don't know if it's a niece or not, but it's not someone that's coming. It's somebody that's here. Say no. What about
No.
your husband?
no.
I keep getting this. Like 4 or 5 years old.
Not in my
Say
family.
no. All right. I keep getting this. I don't mean to say that you're wrong. I just feel like when I keep getting an
Maybe I'm
overwhelming
just not
impression.
thinking of it. Yeah.
No. If I get an overwhelming impression and it keeps coming, then I might be getting the wrong context. So, or it's for the wrong person. But your grandma just keeps making me feel like she's with him. And also, I don't understand this. So your dad's very aware, correct?
Yeah.
Like hyper aware. And I just keep getting that there's like, it's almost like, he's like in and out of mentally managing it. I don't understand what that means, but
You
you
are so
understand that?
spot on.
And she just keeps making me feel like it's the only thing he has right now, so he has to kind of be how he is in order to deal.
It
But
went
also,
to his brain
she
and
just
he
keeps
goes,
making
and then
she
one
just
more
keeps
thing.
making me feel like, oh, so you understand the in and out? She
Yes.
just keeps making me feel like I don't know if this happened yet, but on some way she is going to present herself to him. He is going to see her and feel comfort. And I don't know when that is. And it's not necessarily dream form. It's almost like half awake, I would say.
Okay.
So just remember I said that because she just keeps showing me standing there next to him.
Okay.
And she dotes over you. She really does. And she just keeps coming in very strong to remind you to be strong. All right. And also not too strong. Like it's okay to be vulnerable and to feel whatever you feel is right. It's okay to lose your shit sometimes, so to speak. Okay.
Yeah.
And just know that you have the right people around you and you're where you're supposed to be for everything else. She's funny. She's like, I'll let you know if you need to know anything. Don't worry.
Yeah,
Like, I
that's
got you. Yeah. She's very specific with how she comes across. She just needs you to know that she's there looking out and she doesn't want you to think anything else. So just trust in the process, as difficult as it can be. Do the best you can and make the memories that you can. Sometimes it's all we get, and you're lucky you get that. Sometimes people don't wake up or it's quick. And as difficult as it can be to witness somebody go through this, it's an opportunity, like I was saying, okay? So I wish you all the best. I'm really sorry. And I'm glad you came up again. Crazy.
Yeah.
All right.
Thank you so
You
much.
guys take care. Yeah. Thank you.
Okay. Take care.
So I'm going to, now I can't hear myself again. I'm sure you guys can. Oh, that's so funny. Let me, Lindsay, are you still on here? All right, hang tight. Melissa, I'm going to bring you on, okay? Hello. How are
Hey,
you?
how are you? Good.
Good. Oh, I'm so glad I can hear you. Okay.
Me too.
I was worried that these things are going to shut off again or something. So, was any of the things that I was saying reminiscent of people you know on the other side before that weren't connecting for her, or no?
When you said Joey, but that's someone that's living right now.
All
And
right. So how?
the
Go
grandmother
ahead.
energy was also what I was hoping for. There was a lot of similarities when you were speaking.
Is it your dad's mom?
Yes.
Okay. And also, so are you Italian also?
Yes.
Oh, that's so funny.
Yes.
Okay. And do you also understand that? I don't know if this is her. Hold on. So was your grandmother on the shorter side?
Yes.
Okay, but like big power. That's how I get her. But
Yeah.
also, are you? Hold on. So do you also understand with your like, do you have her rosary beads?
I do.
Okay. And do you also understand, do you have a tattoo?
I don't. No.
So do you understand that the tattoo somebody has, or I can't make it a drawing, but I just keep seeing, and also she's showing me cardinals. So that must be like a symbol.
Yes.
Okay. But she keeps showing me this tattoo and I feel like it's tasteful, but it's like, and if it's not specific in memory to her, she's trying to get me to somebody that's living that has this little, it's almost like, I think it's like a rose or it's like a wraparound. It's almost religious, but
Not that I know of.
it's calligraphy writing, or and then I get Roman numerals. So just remember I said that. I just keep seeing it over and over. Do you also understand too that I don't know why she keeps showing me. Is your birthday in December?
No. Can I give you information about December? Or you want me to-
Did she pass in December?
Yes.
Okay. Sorry. Usually it's one of the two, or
Yes.
like an anniversary or something. She just keeps making me feel like she tried to wait till after.
It was
Like-
Christmas Day. We were all going to see her.
And so I don't know what this is. So either two people were there or two people couldn't be there. She just keeps making me feel like there's some people that weren't able to be there. So I don't know if she's showing me that they're walking out of the room. So it's almost like she took her last breath unexpectedly, even though it was expected. But I got to say, and I don't know if she's showing me family of 5 or if she's showing me 5 kids, but she keeps showing me this over and over. And just give me a sec. Go ahead. What?
Well, my family is 5
Okay.
growing up.
Is it 2 girls and 1 boy?
2 boys and a girl.
No, I just keep getting this thing. And also,
She has 5 grandkids. I'm sorry. She
Got
has
it.
5
Oh,
grandkids.
that's okay. That makes sense. Maybe that's why I didn't understand either. When I do these at night, I typically do readings during the day. So I'm not making excuses. Just
No, that's fine.
I'm okay with it being not 100% or me understand the context. But also, what this is, I know we mentioned, who's the Joey?
My son.
Okay. Do you have 2 kids?
Yes.
Okay. So is he olivey skin?
He's lighter than me.
So who married the Irish person?
Um,
They're either Irish, English.
my
it's like
husband is a mix
a
of a bunch
joke.
of things, but
Okay. Is he also German?
no.
I just keep getting this thing about the Irish and the English and I don't know if it's Eastern European or German, but I keep getting that. Hold on. But also, I have an older male here also with the name of, I think it's Frank. Do you understand that?
Yes.
Who is that? Is that a granddad or an uncle?
My godfather, actually.
Okay. That makes sense. Passed, correct?
Yes.
Okay. Do you understand he was a little bit of a bigger guy?
Yes.
All right. And also there's like a robustness with him to his attitude or his personality, right?
Yes.
A big personality.
Yep.
And but he always made everything sound good.
Yes.
It gives it to me. He just makes me feel like it's like, hey, I can't explain it. Like just a really loving, good presence. And it's like he's here because he's honoring you because it was an honor to be in your life. And also, who's the Tommy or Tony?
Tony is my father, which is her
Perfect.
son.
Got it. But is it also, is that how your godfather is connected to you through your dad?
Yes. Yes.
I
They
got
were
it.
friends.
Okay. Got it. And I don't know if, I feel like this has to do with Godfather.
Okay.
I think he was the cigar guy.
Yes.
Excellent. I just can smell it and taste it. And I'm like chewing the bits off the end of it and like splitting it. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And he just makes me feel too that I have your godfather the strongest, I have to tell you. I know your grandmother's still here, but I feel like he's the type of personality that's going to light up the room because he can. And he just keeps making me feel like it's not his fault. Your grandmother let him in. But he makes me aware too that he didn't always have his stuff together personally, but he just makes me conscious of like, it was more important to be a good, loving, supportive presence and to like make people laugh. And he didn't like to focus on his stuff too much, at least with you guys, because and is your dad the James or the Jimmy?
No.
So do you understand why he keeps giving me that name?
No.
I got it again. So
I have
is
another son with also a J name, but that's not it.
is it Johnny or John?
Yes. Johnny,
Okay.
yes.
I'll take that. They just keep making me feel like, so these are, kind of, for lack of a better word, it's so bad to say, but like drive-bys in a way, because it's like quick and I always feel like there's some people shuffling into the room, some people shuffling out of the room while I'm connected. But I
Gotcha.
have to say, I know you're very spiritual and you're somewhat connected to your religion and to your faith. And it's really important that you don't have to justify it to anybody.
Okay.
I don't know why I have to say that. And I also feel like it's important because it's part of who you are and where you come from.
Okay.
And nobody has the right to take that away from you. But they also don't have the, and I'm not saying that it's threatened. I just feel like allow your values to be your values unapologetically. If they don't harm anyone or you, just own it.
Okay.
All right. It's really
Yep.
important. Also, so did you move twice since
Yes.
you've had your kids?
Oh, no,
Okay.
no, not since I've had them.
I keep getting this big thing about the consideration of moving again. All right. I'm not saying it's going to happen like right now, but I just
Okay.
keep getting this. Was the last one like a really big adjustment?
It was just my first home, yes, with my
Got it.
husband.
Is one of the kids like 4 or 5?
Yes, Johnny.
Okay, perfect. So I just keep getting, and I don't know what this is like. They have 2 totally different tastes.
My boys from each other.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're completely opposite.
One of the rooms is like blue.
Yes.
Okay. I don't know if it's somebody's favorite color, but they keep flashing blue across the side of the paint, like paint. And like it's almost like, so would it make sense that the younger they're like a year or 2 apart, right?
2.5. Yep.
So do you understand that the older one can be competitive,
Yes.
and the younger one seems to know a little bit, seems to be rooted and okay with who he is more?
Yes, 100%.
I just get this sense from them that that's a good thing and it irons itself out, so not to worry too much, but also that it's almost like the older one is trying to establish his own identity, and a little bit of envy or jealousy, like naturally, but
Yes.
there's this feeling of almost like I want to clench my fist and get it done. Like, I'm going to show you, I'm going to show you. And it's not a bad thing. It is who he is. And he's going to be, or he is a good big brother. I just keep
Yes.
getting that. And also I have a little brown, white and black dog on the other side, older, medium to small. Do you understand that? It's
It was a black. Could I bring up something you said before?
sure.
Well, the first thing you said, I have a little black
Black
dog
lab.
named Charlie. No, it was a
Oh,
little.
really? Oh, that's funny.
I was.
So, but this just think outside the box instead of it just being for you or your husband, or
Gotcha.
well, since you've had kids, this keeps coming in here behind your godfather and near your grandmother, but it is a smaller, older, I want to say brown and white dog with some black in it.
Okay.
And I don't know the breed, but it is probably smaller than my dog, or as small, short hair.
Okay.
All right. And unless this is like trying to get me to this, is there a nickname or an animal named Patches?
No,
Are you sure?
not that I'm aware of.
I keep getting this. Even when you said no, I got it again. So, but I seem to be like one car ahead for each
Okay.
person, where I'm getting stuff for the next. But let me just say this too. Your grandmother repeatedly keeps showing me, first of all, she keeps showing me the rosary, and also, I don't know if you have her jewelry box. Do you have a ring also?
A necklace.
She shows me 2 rings. So I don't know why she showed me that, but one is like a wedding band, and I don't know what the other one is. It's almost like, I don't know if it's her mother's ring. Maybe your mom has it. I don't know. But just remember I said the 2 rings.
Okay.
One is gold, one is silver. And
Okay.
she just keeps showing me that. And I have to say, she just needs you to know that you do her proud. You
Thank
do her
you.
really proud. She's really proud of you. And you don't have to be the perfect wife and the perfect mom. All right? So don't try to be, because you'll drive yourself bananas.
Okay.
It's important because, like, your oldest son kind of has your energy, right?
Yes.
And there's this kind of like, I'll show you, tell me, watch me do it, tell me I can't
Right.
do
Right.
And I can identify with that. I just get it in a way that it can be really beneficial, but your biggest asset can also sometimes be our biggest weakness. So just be aware of it, because it's not just, we can all be stubborn and all that. And it's not a judgment. It's just a highlight where she's just like, don't put so much pressure on yourself to do everything perfectly or right. Everything's okay. Everything you've ever had to worry about handled itself, or you handled it, correct?
Right. Correct.
Right. So don't let the worries build up. And, kids are messy.
Yeah.
All I did with my daughter for the first year was visualize her falling and hitting her head on the tub every time we're in the bathroom. I was standing like this. I just keep getting, it's really important that you trust that there's guidance, but life is not meant to be clean, crisp, organized, or easy. And she just keeps making me feel like, just trust that she's with you. I don't understand this. So are you wearing her necklace?
I'm wearing, my godfather gave me the cross, and then the circle, like I'm having a brain fart what it's called, with Saint Joseph is hers.
Okay.
They have both their things on.
I don't know what this is. So I don't know why. So your godfather also keeps giving me that. I don't know what this is. I don't know if he's trying to show me that he was loud or he liked gaudy jewelry. I don't understand it, but
He
he makes me
bought,
feel
I
like,
have a ton of jewelry that's from him.
got it. Thank you. It still doesn't take away from the two other rings. Maybe one's from a grandfather, one's from a grandmother, but I keep getting this big thing. One's silver, one's gold. And
Okay.
one is older than the other. I don't know how to make that work with this in this environment right now quickly.
Okay.
Also, I don't understand. So did you just watch the movie Cars?
Oh my God. I just threw out my son's car's blanket like tonight. An
Oh, the
old,
red.
old blanket.
Oh, interesting. Okay. So it's so weird. I went to high school with the guy that wrote it. He was in my
Mhm.
creative writing class in Hillsdale. I didn't know it until later, but I just kept seeing his face. And then all of a sudden I'm seeing I think it's a red car, the one.
Yes.
And
Oh my
so
God.
that's their way of validating that they're around you. And I couldn't possibly Google that or know that.
Right.
So it's just really important that you trust that things are as they're supposed to be. You're where you're supposed to be. And she's very proud of you. Your godfather also keeps, it's like he's your biggest cheerleader and he is loud or boisterous, I'll say. One other thing. So you like to cook, right?
Yes.
And you have your grandmother's like cookbook?
I have like one or two recipes that we don't know what happened to her
Is one
cookbook.
of them handwritten?
Yes.
Okay. She keeps showing me the handwriting is the way I was getting it. But then I started tasting food. So she just keeps making me feel like she's always in the kitchen with you. Like she connects with you in a lot of different ways. They're not relegated to one body, but she just keeps making me feel like she just wants to reassure you that they're okay. They're home. You're visiting. It's not the other way around. And don't try to do it perfectly. And try to laugh at yourself more and not take
Okay.
yourself too seriously.
Okay.
Or your husband. She just said, that's what she just said, because he can piss you off and we all can piss each other off. But she just, like, he is who he is and you love him for that. Just
Mhm.
like your assets can be your biggest weaknesses, so can his. So
Right.
respect that, love him. And he's a really good guy.
Yeah.
I just keep getting that. Like he'll go above and beyond. And if he's not, it's only because he's probably exhausted.
Yes. It's true.
So I get it.
100%.
Yeah, there's a work ethic with him like no other.
Yes, that's right.
So just trust that it'll be okay. It doesn't have to be perfect right now, but over time, you're going to be, I don't want to say lucky, but you're very blessed with him. And it's not because it doesn't put him on a pedestal. She's just saying that in a big way. Like you never know what you're going to get until you unwrap them. So she's giving it to me and she just makes me feel like you got a good one and honor that. He'll always honor you. All
Okay.
right. I'll leave you with that. Okay.
Thank you so much, Drew.
Yeah. Thank you, Melissa.
So nice to meet.
You too. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get you off of there too quick. So let me just see something. Somebody wrote something in here. Thanks, Lindsay. Hey, Amber. No, I haven't been on in a while. I think the last time I was on it, like, I think it was early July. If not, it was late June. I used to come on every week. Renee, I don't get any notification. I don't know what you mean. If you follow me and if you like and follow on Facebook, I'm trying to build a YouTube channel. I haven't done anything with it yet, but we're trying to switch everything from Drew Cali over to Medium Drew. If you like and follow, you should be able to sign up for notifications when I do these. I like to do them impromptu because I can't commit to something I can't do right now. But I used to do them religiously weekly. So I will try my best to do that. I thought it was kind of funny. At one point I was doing so many, like nobody was booking. I was like, okay, here we go. I'm going to pull the token dude up. Steven. All right. Because I like your hairstyle.
He called me.
I called you. How are you?
Hi, Drew. How are you?
Good. Are you with Jen?
It's my wife.
Ah, I kept hearing Jen. All right. So I don't want to hog the time with you guys. Or unless there's a different need, is there someone else you wanted to connect with? Or am I
Not
just
necess-
pulling you up to acknowledge you too, and then hear
Which
Jen
is
as more
pretty
validation? That's so funny.
Correct. The energy's strong.
so funny.
I
That's
had
so
a
funny.
feeling
So
that
look,
I swear to God, I had a feeling that was going to happen.
well, it's just funny to me that, so it's really quiet. So to me, that's telling me like they just wanted to acknowledge you too, and just know that you're still connected and looked after. And but the one thing I have to do is I have to go to somebody. So I don't mean to cut you off and not do anything for you, but I just appreciate you being on. I like your hairstyle, and hopefully I'll see you around campus
I'm
again.
that wonderful husband the grandmother was talking about.
I love it. Thank you, man.
All
I
right, buddy.
appreciate you coming on. It's always a pleasure to do this, you know? You never know. And it's funny because I always joke that we get like token dudes. I did this group up in Saratoga. I'll never forget it. This guy was sitting in the middle. There were maybe like 25 people that you could fit in my space at the time. There was like 25 people, and he sat in the middle. He must have been like 6'5". He was huge. And I kept like trying to work around him because he was like, I'm like, why would you sit in the middle? And eventually I ended up getting all this information, and I can't remember the specifics, but I got something about a Pittsburgh Steelers versus the Jets or something. And he lifts up his shirt and he's got a Pittsburgh Steelers thing, and his dad is a Jets fan, something like that. It was just so funny. Sometimes the people that you least expect to have some, crazy breakthrough or hit, it just happens that way. All right, let me take a sip of water. This is what happens when you talk all day. Christina, I'm going to pull you up, okay? Let me just make sure that I am. There we go. Hopefully that'll hold up there. So, Christina, I'm going to pull you up here.
Hi.
Hey, how are you? So I know that I had
I'm
just hang on one sec. So I know people are kind of messaging me about Lindsay. So Lindsay, I know, but I can't pull you back up. Like I can't. Oh, can I? Yeah, because hold on. Lindsay, where did you go? I'm going to try to. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do this. Hold on. Okay, I'm going to reply to you in the Facebook comment, Lindsay. So you should be able to get back on. Oh, wow. You're louder than me, Christina. What's going on?
sorry.
So, Christina, how can I help you the most tonight?
Just looking to connect with anybody. I've had like quite a few people like kind of recently passed in the last couple of years, so whoever can come through.
So the first person that, hold on. So, oh, that's so weird. Oh, the whole chat got erased, guys. So I don't know what just, my whole screen just reloaded. So bear with me, Christina. I need like a technical elf to follow me around and figure this shit out. Here we go. The only person I see in the chat, guys, is Eileen just now. So I'm sorry, but for some reason the chat is totally deleted. So I was trying to answer questions and send that link. So let me just try to dial in here. So I have a couple of people. The first one that I was aware of was a younger male, and this felt connected to a younger female on the other side. So do you understand the younger female on the other side? The way that I'm getting this is if it's not on the other side, it's almost like he's trying to get me to somebody here. So first, do you just one thing at a time? Let me try that way. So do you understand a younger male, and this would have been like either an accidental overdose or some sort of accountability on his end?
I do know of a person my sister was friends with that I believe had an accidental overdose or committed suicide. He was like in his like early 20s, late teens.
Were there question marks about it? But like the people closest to him knew? Or thought that he took his own life?
That's what she has told me. I don't know him though personally, so I wouldn't know for sure.
So do you understand the G initial with him, or was somebody close to him?
I'm not sure of his name, to be honest. I just know that it was a friend of hers.
So can you remember I said that? And maybe, I don't know if it's going to be able to be validated, but it's almost like the G name sounds like the letter G, like G, Gina, Jean. I just keep getting this over and over. So I don't want to try to make it fit. And then I'm very aware of a female on the other side that can't be older than 25. I would say, and to me, this feels more like an accident, though, not an overdose. This is for her. For the male, it did feel like chaotic and very emotional. So, do you understand this with a younger female that would have passed, that'd be connected to you, or no? It doesn't seem like it.
There was a girl that my one of my best friend's cousins literally just passed today.
So was it
Who is, I think,
unexpected?
26.
Was it unexpected?
Yes.
Okay. Was it an accident?
Yes.
Okay. Like a moving accident?
It was in a hospital and she was working. They don't know like the details of it yet.
So could it be like a fall or something?
Yeah, could be.
Okay.
They said she was passed out on the ground, like fell.
Thank you. Okay. I just kept feeling like, I don't know how to explain it. Like I'm moving. I thought she would have been in a car the way it felt like, but I also feel like a pressure in my lung, like a punctured lung or a pulmonary embolism. Something
the blood
very,
clot, they
very,
think.
yes. Okay. So, and
Wow,
also,
yeah.
do you understand who's like Linda or Lindsay or Lizzie? Do you understand that?
I have a coworker named Linda.
Wait, so, but she doesn't know this person, right?
No, but she has a young daughter who passed in a car accident. Oh my
Okay.
gosh, yes.
Thank you. So
It's
they'll
probably
always try to
her.
get me to the right person. Okay. Well, I would say first person you thought of was probably also there for that presence of mind to get that because she just passed today. But by me saying 25 or younger is very poignant
Yep.
because she was 26. And then the way that it started feeling was a little bit different. Okay. And she tried to get me that name. So what's her name? What's her name? So just
my
know
coworker
that.
is Linda.
Just know it's her way of and also the one thing I got to say with her is that whatever this tragedy was with this, was it a car accident?
Her daughter is the coworker's Linda. Her daughter's name
Yeah.
is Katie.
So with Katie passed, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so do you understand? I don't fully get this, but was she like 15ish? Do you know how old she was? The
I don't
daughter?
know her age. I think she was a little older than that.
Okay, so just remember I said this
She what?
because the one thing she keeps giving me over and over and over and over is that whatever the circumstances were, she wasn't in pain.
Okay.
All right. So she keeps giving it to me like that, like maybe there was so much trauma, but her brain didn't have to go and they might have had to make decisions. I don't understand it fully, but she just keeps making me feel like there's this full circle of like almost like she was witnessing herself go. And she wasn't feeling, she just wants, I guess, her mom to know that she's fine and she'll connect with her a different time in a different way when she's ready.
Okay.
She doesn't want her to obsess about the pain or the fear because she makes me feel like I'm here and I'm not. All right.
Okay.
It's really important. And also she's funny.
Wow.
She makes me feel like really like almost like sassy, maybe even snotty in a funny way because she's giving it to,
that's what her mom always says. I've never met her, but her mom always says that she was like a spitfire, basically. Yeah.
got it. Because she makes me feel like, and tell her I'm haunting her, but like funny, in
Oh
a
my
funny
God.
way.
Yeah.
And like I just keep seeing silly slippers. I don't know why, but just bring that to maybe her mom will understand that. Like maybe your mom wears her slippers or something around the house.
Okay.
Like and there's something here that's really significant. That's really odd. So either she painted her toenails different, like every day, or every toenail was different, or she had. Are you still there? I don't want to lose you. You there? Can you hear me? Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
You were cutting out. So
Yes.
she just keeps
Yes, I
making.
can hear you.
So I don't know if she had a toe ring. I don't know why she keeps showing me this stuff about her feet. Maybe her mom will know. I don't know, but it's like I just keep
Okay.
getting that. And was her? So you said her name was Kate already, right?
Yeah.
So do you understand that
Yes.
the E like Emily or Emma or something connected to her? If you can, ask her friend. I just keep getting this like
Ema.
Emma, Emmy,
Okay.
Emily. I just keep getting it with her, and I maybe it's somebody on the other side that makes sense, where it's like a grandma or something, or she's trying to.
Okay.
It'll make sense. I just keep getting that it'll make sense, so I can't get any more on it.
Okay.
And also, the reason these two. So hold on. So your mom's mom passed too, correct?
Yes.
Okay. So because I thought it was like
Yes.
her trying to get me to her grandmother, but now I'm aware of your grandmother. Your grandmother keeps making me feel like this is real. And also, I don't know if she called you sweetie. Who's Susie? Do you understand that?
I have an Aunt Susie who's her brother's wife.
Okay.
Yeah.
Does she have like brown hair, but she highlights it?
She has dark hair, but it's probably dyed because she's older.
So I don't know why she keeps
It's
giving me
not-
this. So is Susie? So she's not watching, is she? No, I'm just
No.
kidding. So is she eccentric?
Yes.
Okay. She keeps giving me the word like a lot.
A lot, yeah.
She can be a lot, or
He planned
extra, I guess would be the
funeral, like,
word.
He was the one that like took over everything. Yeah.
But she
Yes,
she
extra
means
is the
well
word.
and she does well, and he needs her. Do you understand that?
Yes.
And also that. So you were kind of glitching there, audio wise. Did you say what was Uncle what?
Uncle Manny, that's my grandma's brother.
Okay.
That's her husband, Susie's husband.
Your grandmother just needs you to know this is real, and it doesn't matter what you believe. It matters how you behave. It doesn't matter what you believe. It matters. And also, I don't know why I'm getting this. So, do you have like a ring around your toe?
I do not know.
Okay. I keep seeing this with this. I don't understand the context of this, but it's unmissable to me. I just because I keep getting flashes of it. Just remember I said
Oh
that.
wait,
Maybe she
is
wanted
it
to.
about a toe ring or just a toe?
I don't know. What's the deal with the toe? Tell me, and I'll know.
My-
And if it doesn't feel like it fits, I'll tell you.
my family just always makes fun of my big toe. Like they always have. That's always been like an ongoing
So
joke.
so let me say this. The other young lady, Kate, was trying to show me something about the toenails or the toe ring. But if grandma brought that back up while you're here, then I would say that she's probably trying to make fun of the toe, but I mixed it up because I already got a piece on
Yeah,
the toe.
everybody does.
So, but she might have been using that as a launching pad for, because I said the word toe, so she could access that, if that makes sense. So, and you're very intuitive. You just have to trust your own instincts. And she's cool. She's like also, and you, just because you're very intuitive and your instincts are good doesn't mean you're always right, young lady.
Yeah, that sounds like her.
You know, like just in a way that she could say it, but she means it, but she's not saying it mean.
No.
And if you don't know everything, life is better and more fun. When you know everything, life becomes small and predictable. And she just wants you to enjoy it as much as possible. That's all she wants. And nobody gets to be aware so much of when their time is. And that's on purpose, like a lot of things that are unseen or unknown. And she just wants you to have the best life you can have. And she's funny. So would you agree that you're quite are you there? You're quite demanding?
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Do you understand
I'm
that?
quite demanding?
Yeah.
Yes.
All right. Who are you there with?
My husband.
So he would understand that, because it's almost like she keeps tagging on this in a like a Broadway, but like a kind of a fun way, but it's like real, like where she would be like, she's saying it for someone else to hear or for you to hear it for someone else. So, and I'm going to say a name. I don't know that it's for you, but do you understand like the Anton or Anthony name?
Anthony? Yeah, we have an Anthony that's like a best friend of my uncle who's her son.
Who's her son? Okay.
And it's basically like a son to her too.
I was just going to say that. It has to be like, okay. She just got all quiet. She also, it's so funny. She just is relentless. She's like, I don't know if I approve of the nose ring. You know what I mean? But she's like funny about
She
it. Where
always
she's
used to say that. That's so
Okay.
weird.
like, she's just can't get used to it. And I keep staring at it. I'm like, you guys, what are you trying to give me? You know?
I've
So
literally had it
their
for 10 years.
personalities will come in a way that they blend with me more so than like, there's not like a ghost standing there going like, say the nose ring. It's much more integrative, and that like first person and third person. She's very connected to you, and I don't know what this is also. So did she used to like, this one of two ways. Did she used to crochet? So do you
No.
understand the red sweater or red coat? It's so the reason I'm not sure how to go about this is that she keeps giving it to me in a way that the material feels like either very old, she just said ancient, but like older, like it's hers and someone has it, or it's made like, I don't know if it's like hemp or what, but I just keep getting this material. I know, and that's the highlight of it. So I don't understand it. I could be wrong on the color, but she just so I don't understand this. It's almost like she's trying to show me either someone's really thrifty or makes clothes. Like I don't understand what this is, but I just need to say it. And so do you have a 2-year-old?
I don't have any children, no.
So can I ask you how old you are?
I'm 28.
So I just keep getting that for whatever reason, I'm aware of a little boy that comes for you. Okay.
For me?
So if you have children,
Okay,
the first one
that's
will be a
interesting.
boy. Yeah. Okay. And also that, I don't know if you're like not sure yet, but I just keep getting that. It's like, it's just important that you trust. And What's your husband's first name?
Brenner.
Yeah, I wouldn't have gotten that. Okay.
No one knows yet.
Yeah, but I might have said Brandon maybe, but I just keep getting. Also, I know you're Christina. I don't know. Maybe she's just saying Chris. Is there another one? So you're like a little
Another
bit
name?
lagged on the audio. Yeah, never mind. So hold on a sec. So this is so weird. Do you? I might be moving on. Just bear with me. Do you have your grandmother's purse?
I
Or
have
like the little wallet thing that has the little clips on it? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like a
I have a
purse.
lot of her stuff.
And do you have a jewelry box with 3 drawers?
My mom does.
Okay. So I'm just like all of a sudden I'm aware of what she's looking at. And like
She
she's
also
kind of
has one that my mom is supposed to take.
got it. She's just very particular with her stuff. That's all. And she loves you very much.
Yes, she is.
She loves you very much, and it's okay to be demanding and particular because you're like that with yourself. But again, it seems to be the theme of the night. She just keeps making me feel like sometimes how you do one thing is how you do everything. So be conscious of that. If something isn't working for you, it's okay to let it go and change directions. I just keep getting that. And that I don't understand this. Just give me a yes or no on this. Did you ever work at a salon? No. You would
No.
know. All right. I think maybe she's just, it's so simple that I'm complicating it. Like she just keeps telling me telling you how beautiful you are.
My mom worked at a salon.
She did.
Oh.
Okay. And does your mom have darker hair?
Yes.
Okay. And I don't know if it's salt and pepper now or what this is, but she makes me feel like there's like waves to it. Like it's almost shoulder length and up, but I don't know why she's showing it to me this way, but she just keeps
She's
showing,
curly.
she keeps showing me this, I don't understand this. Did you call your grandma Nana?
Mima.
I keep getting Nana for something or Nan. So I don't know if it's like
Oh, my brother Nana.
as a nickname.
Yes.
Okay. So I'll take that because it's not common, but I just kept getting, even when you said Mima, it wasn't like, it was a different feeling. So that's something that I can't Google. And I always ask for stuff that like is odd because that's the best evidence that they're with us and shit I couldn't possibly know. Or
Yeah,
look
he
up.
used to call me Mommy Nana when I was.
So she's
little.
probably trying to bring him into it too. It's just really important that she just keeps making it clear, like, don't be so, she's funny. I really don't want to say this. She is a piece
Say
of
it, it's
work
all right.
because she
He's
makes you
tough,
feel
I
like,
know.
don't be too good for him. Do you understand
Okay.
that? Like, don't
get
let
it.
yourself, don't think you know what he should be doing as opposed to him. Let him go through his own thing. All right. And like don't be, don't know everything so that you can be approachable because he needs you. Okay.
My
Can you hear
brother
me?
or my husband?
Brother,
Yes, I can hear you. My brother or my husband?
brother.
Oh, my brother. Okay.
Yes. You understand? All
That
right.
he needs me.
And he will as time goes on, but it's important that you guys have a good connection. She just like keeps highlighting that. Okay.
Okay.
I have someone else coming and I feel pulled to the queue on the side, so I have to go, but it's always an honor and a privilege to share this space. So I'm glad people
Thank you
came
so
through.
much.
And don't forget the younger, I almost forget, 2 younger, the 26 and the younger one. If you have to stop after this, I just write bullet points on a piece of paper and write the takeaways so you don't forget them.
Okay.
Okay.
I will. Thank you. I appreciate
and
it.
that Emma name
Emma.
came again. And just know that your grandmother is the one who opened the door and she's shutting it. All right. So I'll leave you with that.
Yeah,
Thank
sounds
you
like
very
her.
much. Take care of yourself.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
You got it. All right. Let me just take a sip of water. So let me just remind everyone, if you like and follow me on Facebook, on Instagram, and YouTube, you'll get notifications when we start doing lives on different channels. I don't know that we're always going to do it through this platform. Sometimes it's hard to bring people up. Also, there's a free workshop again on Monday. I think it's at 7:30. It's going to be awesome. We're just going to play around with like intuitive exercises, psychic exercises, and have a bit of Q&A. So it's a safe space. Sarah, what's up, Sarah? Sarah is actually on some of my classes. She's an excellent medium in the Midwest, Wisconsin. Jules, right below her. Jules is an excellent medium too. So we have a lot of fun in those classes. If you're interested in something like the butterfly or you're not sure, you don't need any experience. You're just learning to interpret energy through, we give like a skeleton key to the neighborhood of houses. And you got to see what house opens, what doors open. Can you perceive colors? Do you, do chakras work for you? Do cards, oracle cards work for you? How do you receive? So I'm going to ask everyone to do a quick exercise for a minute. Just close your eyes and take a couple breaths. I just need to shift the energy a bit. Just allow your breath to get into a natural rhythm and allow your out breath to be just a little longer than your in breath. Just feel your shoulders relax. Feel your face muscles relax. Be in a state of flow, relaxation, and receiving. With your next in-breath, breathe up through your lower back, out clear waves of energy through every pore in your skin. And just notice any resistance that you have. Just bring your awareness to it, acknowledge it, let it go. And as you continue to breathe, any thoughts that come, acknowledge them and let them go. And again, with your next in-breath, just imagine a perfect pearl at the root of your breath or the center of your chest. And as you continue to breathe, it expands outwards in all directions as bright, brilliant white light like a star in the sky. And just feel that energy shift. Feel your aura expand. Feel the connectedness. And just notice your breath becomes white as if it's cold out. But it's a perfect temperature. The way that you receive that and perceive that is part of intuitively how you receive naturally. Some people will see it in their mind. Some people will just think of it or get it. As you're continuing to sit, just bring your awareness to me and imagine a pearl at the center of my chest or the root of my breath. Imagine that white light expanding outwards. And now just bring your focus to the pearl within me. What color do you get for it? Just type it in the comments. I'm curious. And if you got whatever color, green, blue, orange, white, did you see it? Did you hear it? Did you feel it? Or did you just get it? And it's kind of cool when you put that in there. Everyone will have different, you can't get a color wrong. But I could do a reading on somebody for 20 or 30 minutes on one color and use the same color for someone else and get totally different things about them. So it's kind of cool. And I always feel like as I do this, I love being in this kind of flow of things with people and not knowing what's going to happen next, and it can be scary as hell sometimes, because, you could have somebody that comes up and says, I want to connect with my child, and then you could botch it or not have a good connection. It could be a letdown for some people. But that's just part of the deal. And if you noticed how it works, I try to let it flow organically and authentically, and I usually get multiple people. And generally speaking, maybe not so much at this time of night, but most of the time, I'm pretty clear on who's here, and they're always connected to you or the people around you, trying to give signs and messages. But it doesn't mean, a lot of people always feel like they're missing something or someone's trying to give them more. That's not necessarily true. They're always trying to give, but like the last thing they want is for us to be anxious, nervous, or worried about them. Oh, I love that you guys are putting the colors in blue, white, felt it, Lauren, Kimberly saw it, felt its brightness. Then what shade of that color and why, right? So if I get, I'm looking at Lindsay. Oh, Lindsay, I'm going to bring you back up real quick.
Hey,
Hey.
Drew, thank you.
So you were on before and then we kicked you off, right?
Yeah, I was on first and then I got kicked off. But thank
So,
you. I got so
yeah.
much out of all the other readings, though. They were definitely like
Good.
messages I needed to hear. So thank you.
Good. I love that when that happens,
Yeah.
So it seems to be themes of the night sometimes.
Yeah.
So Lindsay, I was connecting with you, and well, let me just kind of finish what I was saying as I brought you up. So for those of you that are curious, if you're intuitive or psychic or mediumistic or, want to do Reiki or whatever it is, the curiosity sometimes is the calling. And that has to be enough, like I see V has orange. Orange is a very unusual color, right? Like if you tune into the color that you got in the comments and tell me a couple of words on, or adjectives even, how it applies to me. If you know chakras, the colors, are you can associate them through that, right? So the color shirt that I'm wearing, if you get that color for somebody, sometimes I'll get that and it means they have a lot to say. Sometimes it means they're very clear in their speaking. Sometimes it's actually about the listening and understanding clearly, or they could be clairaudient. Sometimes if I get light blue, it also means there's it's going to sound terrible, like a spiritual immaturity. So there's so many different things that we can get just based on the color, and you just go with your first inclination, and it kind of, everything else thrives off of that. And all of a sudden you end up building on that in a way. So it's always interesting to me how people work, and most people are like, well, I'm not psychic because I don't see movies in my mind. Most of the time it's not like that. The most important information that you can process is from your chin to your belly button. It's always about feeling and sensing, because if I see something and I have to go, why do I see a tennis ball? And you tell me a 5-minute story, that's not really good reading or mediumship or psychism. And, if I get a tennis ball and I explain to you what the context of it is, or make it more relatable and understand it as I kind of delve into it, all of a sudden I'll be like, your mom liked John McEnroe, or, someone like tennis. Like that's where it's supposed to lead to. And it gets you, out of all things, aside from being able to read other people's energy, into other people's energy, it starts with you knowing your energy as a baseline. Your energy and your soul signature to that energy is different slightly than mine. So we just did this at the retreat, where you sit in a row of 10 people and then 10 other people with blindfolds on, and you switch around so you don't know who's in front of you. And you have to get 3 yeses. And the only way to get a yes or a no or I don't know is they touch your knee. Once for yes, 2 for no, 3 for I don't know. So you have to use the extra senses, basically. And it's amazing. And some people get stuck, or people will be like, I only see black behind my eyelids. The imagination can also be a playground for intuition or the imagery. And I don't know, we're going to have fun with that on Monday. Anyway,
Well,
so I saw Jules put in here, let me see, Cobalt Blue makes me feel like expansion in writing. That is so true. You should be writing a book. Jules. No shit. Jules. That was a really good hit. I just highlighted the chapters, and I wrote the beginning of the next chapter. I'm more than halfway, but I'm on it, and I've been writing a lot. So you're dead on with that. And I love that you got cobalt blue, which always makes me think, like, which blue is that? But I think it's my favorite blue. I love that you got that. And people got yellow soft sunshine. Zena, do I do Reiki? You mean Reiki? I know it's a typo, or it tried to rewrite it for you. That was funny when I said it. I didn't realize what I was saying until I said it. Okay. Bright blue, blue. A lot of people get blue. It might be consciously you looked at my shirt, so it's kind of etched in your mind. It might not be. Purple's always a hard one. White, I love it. Everyone got something different. I love that. Thank you guys for participating in that. So, Lindsay, how can I help you the most today? I know that, have I read for you? Like, read,
You
I
have-
have, right?
Oh, we had a reading. It might even be 8 years ago now. It was a while.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. A while
I'm
back.
getting old.
Yeah.
So, how can I help you tonight the most? I know that you came on first and we had the audio issue or whatever. You're going to have to
So
help me out a
I
little bit though, because I'm a little fried.
Yeah, no, that's okay. That's all right. And I think this might be a short reading. I don't have a lot of people who personally who have passed. I'm open if anybody comes through, but I'm looking to connect with a young man, my best friend and her husband, his brother.
What's his name?
Austin?
So was this just in the last year or two?
Yes.
Okay,
It was like a year and a half.
I was just going to say less. Okay. So is he in like the late teen range?
25. 24, 25.
So would it make sense that there was like either a chemical or a drug issue?
No.
So stay with me for a second. So I'm not saying that's how they passed, but the person that I'm very aware of, it might be a little younger, but they feel to me like this is like I took something that I didn't know was the something, and I feel like either if there's not a seizure, there's definitely a bit of a somewhat of a dramatic or traumatic scene. So do you understand that with him or no?
Yes. I'm not sure about taking something. I don't know those details, but it was traumatic. Yes. It was a medical, unless you don't want me to say any details.
So was he already on medication?
No,
Okay.
Can I?
Wait.
Okay.
No. I'd have to say I don't have a clear connection to it.
Okay.
So I don't want to push forward on that, only because there's a certain point where even if I'm really in it with you, because I feel like I'm partially connected, but I'm not trusting some of the stuff I'm getting because it doesn't feel clear. And
Yeah.
once I get to that point, it's better if I stop.
Okay.
Not only for you, but for me. I still have readings tomorrow too, and I'm going to be like, I'm going to be fried eggs. So next time, or when we're ready, I'll remember and I'll try to. And you can remind me, and if I can, I will. But as always, it's important to me that I maintain the integrity and the authenticity and honor that. And if I keep going, I'm not able to go any further accurately.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you for coming back on. I'm sorry I made you wait. So listen, it's always an honor and a privilege for me to share this space with you guys. Truly, it truly is. And I feel really connected and blessed when I get to do this. And then as the night goes on, I get more energy, but my brain can't process, or the intuitive mind can't understand what I'm receiving, and I'm starting to flub my words a little bit. And I need to stand up and walk around and take a break. I love you guys, and I really appreciate you guys. Please like, follow, and share, comment, and hopefully I'll see some of you on Monday or the Butterfly. You can always book a reading at mediumdrew.com. And one other announcement. I forgot. It's not 1,000%, but it's close. I'm trying to do in-person readings again, but they would be out of a space, my space in Monroe, New York, by the Woodbury Commons first exit, or right north of Harriman in Orange County, New York. I'm going to be looking at doing soul sessions, which is like a partial reading, like a 30-minute reading, and then an hour Reiki, and some one-on-ones for 45 minutes, spirit sessions or family sessions. I've been traveling to other people's places to do it, and I'm starting to rearrange some stuff here. So keep an eye out. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe, stay in the loop. And again, thank you all. God bless. Have a good night.